We all know the universal timeline of habit failure. You start Monday flooded with total motivation. By Wednesday, you start making minor mental negotiations. Maybe you'll hit the gym after dinner instead of the morning. By Friday, you hit complete surrender. And on Sunday, you sit there making empty promises about how next week will be different. Look at this diagram of your brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making. Your brain treats every new habit as a negotiation. Every time you ask yourself whether you should work out now or later, or read a book versus watch TV, a decision node lights up and burns up precious glucose. You exhaust your finite energy deciding when or if to do the task, leaving nothing in the tank for the execution. Now consider the anomaly of Ihai Temple in Japan. Since the year 1200 AD, a bell rings at exactly 3:30 a.m., and every single day the monks wake up. Not at 3:35, exactly at 3:30. No monk lies in bed debating if they should skip a morning because they feel tired. These are Zen monks engaged in a system called Gyoji, which translates to continuous practice without gaps. They maintain this consistency for decades, but they don't do it through superior willpower. They actually bypass willpower entirely. Unbreakable consistency requires engineering a system that eliminates the brain's ability to negotiate, stripping away the options until only the action remains. Let's look at a programmer named Raphael. He was smart, successful, but couldn't stick to a habit for more than 2 weeks. He failed because he kept making private promises to himself. Your brain neatly files commitments into 2 boxes, reversible or irreversible. Private promises are highly reversible, so your mind immediately starts negotiating terms. A 15-year neurological study out of Harvard University examined habit formation and public behavior. Researchers found a massive disparity in success rates, depending on whether a goal was kept secret or declared openly to a community. The trigger is entirely evolutionary. When you make a declaration public, your primitive brain interprets the potential loss of social status as a threat to your physical survival. To our ancient ancestors, being expelled from the tribe meant certain death. Your nervous system still reacts exactly that way. Raphael stopped making quiet resolutions. He wrote down a commitment to wake up at 5 a.m. to meditate and exercise for 90 consecutive days. He signed it, posted it on social media, and told everyone in his life. His coworkers rolled their eyes. His girlfriend called him dramatic. He used every ounce of that skepticism as fuel. When day 3 hit and his alarm went off, his mind tried its usual trick, telling him he was too exhausted. But the public vow had shifted the stakes. The social humiliation of admitting he'd quit after 3 days had become more agonizing than the physical pain of getting out of bed. Once your brain realizes quitting is off the table, it deploys a secondary tactic. It attempts to negotiate the schedule and the specific activities. You start asking yourself if you should do burpees or push-ups today, or if you should squeeze the habit in after lunch. Raphael eliminated the when by locking his execution time to 5 a.m. He didn't pick 5 a.m. because he was a morning person. He picked it because the rest of the world was asleep. 0 text messages, 0 new emails, 0 unpredictable external variables that could derail him. Next, he eliminated the what. He prescribed himself 20 push-ups, 10 minutes of meditation, and 10 minutes of reading. Exactly that routine, in exactly that order, using the exact same timer every single morning. He removed every possible micro-decision from the equation. This diagram illustrates a 12-year MIT study on the automation of behaviors. When you repeat an identical action in the same context for approximately 66 days, the physical location of that habit literally shifts out of the prefrontal cortex, the decision-making center, and down into the basal ganglia. As the pathway locks into the basal ganglia, a biological handoff occurs. Your body learns the choreography of the routine and begins executing it automatically. You bypass the conscious decision-making center completely. Pure, rigid repetition serves as the engine that eventually makes willpower biologically obsolete. Even with a locked routine, you still face the final threat, unpredictable life events. People fall for the all-or-nothing lie. You catch a cold or you have an early flight, so you skip your routine. That single skipped day creates a gap, and in that tiny gap, your old behavioral patterns immediately leak back in. Zen monasteries operate for centuries without missing a single day of practice. They face fires, floods, and famines, yet the routine continues. They pull this off because they utilize pre-solutions. A pre-solution means identifying a future obstacle and officially deciding your compromised action plan before the stress actually hits. If the meditation hall floods, the monks already know they sit in the dining hall. There is no panicked morning meeting. On day 40, Raphael had to travel. Instead of his perfect home setup, he found himself in a chaotic airport terminal at 4 a.m. Because he had a pre-solution written down for travel days, he calmly walked into the airport bathroom and did his 20 push-ups. He meditated in his Uber. He executed the fallback plan, maintaining momentum without hesitation. By pre-deciding your exact actions for worst-case scenarios, you completely remove decision fatigue from the precise moment you are most vulnerable to failure. You give your brain certainty that the practice continues, regardless of the chaos around you. By day 90, Raphael's mornings ran with an eerie automaticity. He would occasionally finish his push-ups before his conscious mind even registered that he was awake. His body just moved through the sequence. But the external reaction shifted. His friends told him his consistency was getting scary. His coworkers told him his intense discipline was unhealthy, and people close to him suggested he was becoming too rigid and robotic. Relentless consistency forces the people around you to confront their own stagnation. Your existence proves that the things they claim are impossible are actually just uncomfortable. To protect their own egos, they often react by attacking your lack of balance. When your behavior creates this friction, it confirms you are no longer making the social negotiations that compromise most people's goals. Relying on daily force is a symptom of failed automation. True discipline functions as a background process, requiring no active motivation to execute. The outcome of the Gyoji System is a complete identity shift. By enforcing a public declaration, an identical daily sequence, and pre-solved obstacles, you cross a biological threshold. You become a person who physically cannot operate any other way. This system facilitates the calculated death of your inconsistent self, replacing it with an identity defined by its